NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Right along live. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to the ride. As you guys come and go ahead and share everything, it's a very important conversation today, guys. Probably one of the most important conversations we had for the whole year. Seriously, it's an opportunity. This is a show with an opportunity. So this is what I want you to do right now. Everybody, as you come in, before you even say hi, I want you to share the program. Before you even say hi, I want you to share the program. And as soon as you share it, I want you to say, I share. Sherman, big up yourself. Thank you for sharing. Before you say hi to me, guys, just share the program right now. It's important. It is that important. A lot of people, they don't like good news and information. Yeah? Hold on, let me fix my mic. All right. Yeah. A lot of people don't like good news and information. They don't like development stuff. They don't like educational stuff. They like the bacchanal. Yeah? Today is nothing about that. It's about upliftment and empowerment. Now, if you guys have been paying attention over the past couple days, last week, there was a massive event. It was a massive conference held in Grenada, right? It was the Unleash conference, and we saw so many great speakers. Mr. Killer was there, Ricardo Kings Douglas, and plus industry people from all over the world who are Grenadian and roots in Grenada came into Grenada and spoke about their vision, not just their vision, their path that they took to be successful in this field. Now today, we have the brainchild of that particular conference that was recently held, the Unleash conference, Mr. Orlando Romaine, very hard guy to find, but he's taken his time to come and share his knowledge and experience and expertise as we take a deeper dive into the creative, the Unleash. This is the deeper dive into Unleash. So as you come in, guys, this is why I said it's important. Shelly, big up yourself. Thank you so much. Sherman Bihari, thank you so much. Marian, big up yourself. Kirk Sitahal. Somebody tag Kirk Sitahal for me because he said he wants to see this. He wants to be a part of it and he don't get notification. So Kirk Sitahal, if you guys have him on there, tag him. Rachel, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Veronica. Dave, everybody, just share. And say, I share. Yes. Thank you so much, Veronica Sandy. I appreciate you so much. All right, guys, and we ain't wasting no time. Unleash the live on them, Jed. Yes, unleash it. Before I start, let me also say a special thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday yesterday. It was really overwhelming. All right. I don't know. I had such a fantastic day yesterday. It was an awesome day. I treated myself. I went into B&H and I got some new cameras, equipment. Nothing make me feel as special as going into B&H and getting some camera equipment. So I got a chance to do that. I got a lot done. It was just an awesome day. So thank you guys for helping me have such a great day yesterday for my birthday. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Very overwhelming. Yes. And thanks for asking, by the way. Quince Britain, how you doing, my friend? All right, guys, so let's go. We ain't wasting no time. We ain't wasting no time at all. Let me introduce. He is the advisor to the Ministry of Economic Development and Planning with responsibility for ICT and the creative economy. He's also an ambassador for ICT and the creative economy. Help me welcome the man, they call him the creative mind on steroids, Mr. Orlando Romain. How are you doing, my friend?
Good afternoon, Junior. And let me start by saying happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
I hope it was enjoyable, and pleasant good afternoon to all your listeners and fans.
Absolutely, man. Orlando, are we getting an echo? Are you hearing me echo? Hear me echoing?
I had a slight echo from you, but I assume you might hear one from me because I'm in my living room, so it may be a bit.
Okay, all right. I know my people, they like to complain. Let me make sure that it's not coming from my end as well. No, echo cancellation is on. All right, guys, let me make sure everybody hear me good. Everybody hearing us good? Give us a quick thumbs up. Quick thumbs up. Yeah, all right. Everybody good. All right, Orlando. Again, we want to say thank you for coming on to talk to us about this very important topic. I think it's timely. It's very timely. But before we talk about Unleash and before we talk about the creative industry, tell us a little bit about Orlando Romain, the man himself.
Sure, no problem. So my background is in technology and communications. I pursued a bachelor's degree in management information system at St. George's University. Upon graduating from SGU, I worked at the Tourism Authority as their digital marketing manager for about 5 to 6 years. So I pretty much set up that department there. Before that, I don't think tourism was really using social media or the web effectively, and I think that was one of my major contributions while at the Tourism Authority. After that, I left and started my own company, Hexive Creative Agency, which I still run. But that agency is Grenada's first full service creative agency, doing a myriad of marketing activities from branding, commercials, mobile apps, software, websites, logos, just name it. We did everything. Some of our bigger projects would have been Ariza. We did the rebranding for Ariza. We worked for Grenlec in a lot of the animations and communication stuff. Some of the banks we worked throughout the region, Cable and Wireless Communication. As a matter of fact, we were the agency on retainer for the entire Caribbean at one point in time. So I've considerable amount of experience in the communication and marketing field. COVID came and some ideas came in my head. I think COVID gave everybody an opportunity to really sit and reflect about where their life is going, where the country is going. And for me, it was an opportune time, I felt, to give back service to my country. I did receive a lot from my country, and it was time to give back. So I entered the realm of nation building, I like to call it. Joined the National Democratic Congress as their PRO, and I would like to say, was instrumental in securing the victory in June 23rd, 2022.
Wow. So a strong and very solid background in creative. It's not something that you just unleash. It's something that you've been working and been involved with for many, many years. And I was speaking to a colleague of mine, and they said, you didn't know that Orlando Romain is probably one of the best graphic designer in the entire Caribbean. It's like, yeah, Orlando? So yes, you are, as what Dick said, a creative mind on steroids. You have really done it all.
Yeah, I do have a why. I don't know about the best graphic designer in the Caribbean, but I'll take the credit. I do have a very solid understanding, not only of, because I also have a background in business and economics. So I'm able to merge the two together to really, be able to do what I'm doing now. I think it's the right mix of experiences. Very nationalistic, very pro development. I see what the creative industry did for myself. And I'm very aware of some of the challenges in all these subsectors, because I've been in film, I've been in music, I've been in design and graphics, I've been in marketing, so I understand a lot about the creative industry. I used to do poetry when I was younger, theater when I was younger. So I have a very keen understanding of the various components of the creative industry. So I think it really gave me the knowledge and the experience to be able to do what I'm doing now in the sector. And I'm really encouraged because I think, like myself, there are a lot of Grenadians out there who have great potential. Their creativity is second to none. I think we like to consider ourselves locals, but I think we're part of an international community, and I like to see it, consider us as citizens of the world. And so it's high time that our creative work, be it products or be it services, get more attention and get out there on the international community and bring back some revenues home. So, it's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I'm convinced and I have a strong conviction that the creative industry can become one of Grenada's strong economic pillars.
Yeah. What would you say is one of the biggest challenge for folks in the creative arts?
Three things. I would say organization. There has not been a very strategic focus towards developing the sector before. I think this is the first time I would think that such a deliberate effort is being placed on developing a structure for the creative industry. So that's one. I feel like they felt like they were in the wilderness for a long time. The second thing is financing. A lot of creatives complain about access to financing being difficult. We were able to address part of that concerns through the introduction of our concessions, because in addition to buying the goods, then bringing it in is an additional cost. So we were able to introduce 100% concessions on CET and VAT, which really helps with the cost of goods for the creatives. But I think the most important one is really capacity development and I would say business know-how. A lot of creatives with ideas, but they're good at their creative craft, but they don't know how to scale that into proper businesses and how to generate monies and revenues from that. So I think that knowledge gap is, in my opinion, one of the bigger challenges. You can give them money, and if they still don't know how to do that, the money will go to waste. So I think that gap between the creative practice and the business application and/or how to navigate hiring somebody to do the business application is one of the big gaps I'm seeing and complaints I'm seeing for the creators.
Right. Good. So let's go right into Unleash, right? Because to me, I thought that Unleash, why wasn't Unleash the Unleash years ago? I think it just makes perfect sense. What's your idea, your whole thought process, launching a conference like Unleash?
The creative industry is one that I think a lot of persons or people have skepticism around. They think it's this hobby that people do in their pastime. A few persons may make money from it, but it's not something that's a mainstay economic driver. And I really wanted to dispel that notion. And I felt that we needed to really have an event that encapsulates what the creative economy is, who are the main players in that creative economy, and how it can be of economic and social benefit to Grenada and Grenadians. So again, it's really building the case for the creative economy. And I think based on the comments I'm hearing, I think we achieved that. A lot of Grenadians now understand what the creative economy is. They have a better appreciation of the creative industries. The creatives themselves understand the bigger picture in the creative industries, but also the stakeholders that support the creative industries, the bankers, the lawyers, the policymakers, the educators. They now have a firm understanding of where they fit into this entire ecosystem. So I think they say opportunity meets preparedness. Yes. And I believe with the having a new government in place, a very progressive government, I think the opportunity is there for us young people to step forward and have our voices heard and our ideas identified. So I think the creatives themselves have been ready, but now there's an opportunity for that readiness to be mirrored. And I believe with the government's firm intent to build a sector, the creatives' enthusiasm, passion, and talent, I think if you put those two together with the right enabling environment, it's the making of a very beautiful and successful I think economic sector.
When you speak about creative, I think it's also wise that we have a full understanding as to what is the creative and who really fits into that creative sector. Give us an example. Who is in that sector? When you say creative, who are these people? Who are those talents?
The creative sector is very vast and wide. I mean, it revolves at the core cultural and creative practitioners, people who perform a creative talent, be it dance, be it music, be it fashion design, theater production, acting, creative direction. It really involves those core personnels, but it also has another layer above that, which is I would like to call it the second layer, creative services. So, for example, I have a creative agency. I'm part of that second layer of creative services. I would reach out to a filmmaker. I would reach out to an actor. I would reach out to a dancer. I would reach out to a singer to produce a commercial. So I'm using the outputs from the core creative practitioners.
Right.
Above me is a third layer, which is the business support services. So I would need a lawyer for my contracts. I would need a bank for financing for my projects. The creatives themselves would need a bank. They need a lawyer. A musician may need a business manager. So the creative industry or the creative economy comprises of all those personnel. So it's the creatives themselves, it's the second layer, creative services, and then of course there's the external ecosystem, which is really the business support that the creatives utilize. But again, the core creatives is a very exhaustive list of expertise: animation, game development, script writing, poetry, photography, videography, fashion, theater, music. It's endless. And as technology is merging with creativity, mm-hmm. new disciplines emerging. Now you have augmented reality, virtual reality designers and specialists. So it's going to keep evolving. And it's really, the sky's the limit in terms of what persons can get into, and also the cross-disciplinary approach towards any particular creative practice.
Right. Andrea is asking a very important question here. She says, how do we value their work and the impact this industry have on our island?
I mean, off the bat, we know that it already has a profound impact. Spicemass is one of our major festivals, and I'm not sure the exact number off my head, but I know it contributes a significant amount in terms of revenue generation just from those activities alone. And who makes Spicemass is really the creatives, the musicians, the calypsonians, the soca artists. They're really the driving force behind Spicemass, the mass bands, right? They are really the driving force behind Spicemass. But in addition, when someone travels to Grenada for a vacation, they're not just coming for the hotel rooms and the restaurant meals. They're coming for experiences. So they want to be entertained. They want to go to cultural events. They want to go to parties. They want to listen to music. So that also adds to the economic activity. So really and truly, the creative industry is a catalyst for many second-level economic activities. And I would like to think that it is a driver for tourism also, as opposed to tourism being a driver for the creative economy. It drives tourism. People travel to destinations they see in films. They see music video towards, so it can really drive tourism and drive other activities. But in terms of its economic value here, we still have to do some research to understand what is the full extent of its contribution. And that's a project we're going to be embarking on within the next couple of months, to do a baseline study of what the creative economy or creative industries currently contributes to employment, GDP, foreign earnings, so that we can thoroughly know where the baseline is for when we're developing our strategies. But internationally, I think it's about 6.1% of global GDP.
Yes. And it's important. Someone wants to know, what about the legislative framework that is needed for the creative economy?
Yeah, that is something we're looking to strengthen. We have CAIPO right now, which provides some level of support to with regards to intellectual property, and that is the main legislative tool, intellectual property. How does our creatives protect their work, one, and how do they use intellectual property to maximize revenues from the intellectual property? If you look at the Marley's estate, it's worth millions of dollars. This is somebody who has been deceased, but his family is still generating revenues from his artistic work. Now, if properly structured, creatives can generate significant residual income from their creative work, but the right intellectual property decisions have to be made way in advance of the works being created. So I think for us, a big part of our strategy is to ensure that we educate our creatives about the various intellectual property options, but also ensure that we strengthen the legislative framework in Grenada to ensure that creatives have that level of protection and can use the tool of intellectual property for maximizing revenue. We're also looking to work with other countries in the region to see how we can take a harmonized approach towards legislation, sure the Caribbean OECS in particular, which certainly will benefit Grenada.
Yeah, because there is no lack of creative in Grenada, and that's a fact. Artists, you have people who do poetry just on the street. They do it all over the place. Grenada is full of creative people. One of the major problems that we've been hearing is that there have been so much legislative problems, and there have been so many banking issues for creators, because a lot of people in the creative field, sometimes you see them as crazy people. They don't get loans, as Mr. Killer made mention during the Unleash. It's difficult to actually take your creativity to the next level. So what has been done to help that situation out?
So yeah, financing has always been a problem for the creative industries. I think it stems from the difficulty in valuing creative work. You go to the bank to get a business loan, you more than likely will have a business plan and some sort of a proof of concept, right? But with creative work, I don't think our financial institutions locally have the ability, as it stands, to really value, how would they make back their money on this particular film? If I give somebody investment for this fashion brand, how would they make back their money? And so it requires some level of education on the government's part and facilitation on the government's part. But I don't believe commercial entities may necessarily stand out as the right institution for that type of investment. Mm-hmm. And so we have different modules for that. And I was recently doing an interview and I explained one of the concepts we're playing with. We haven't finalized whether we're going to go ahead with that as yet, but is to use tax credits as a way of financing the creative sector. Okay. So we're going to allow creatives to design projects. They come to the Office of Creative Affairs and they get their approval on the project. So we may approve the project at, let's say, $500,000. We then issue them a letter that outlines what the criteria is and how much they approve for. They can then take that to private sector entities and trade for investment. So I can say, listen, I have $500,000. If you invest $250 in my film, you can use that $250 as tax credits at the end of the year, so you don't have to pay that in taxes. But those are the kind of things that we're looking to do together with other funding sources like grants and even set up angel investing funds that the creatives can tap into. The government itself has established a business development fund. It's about $1.5 million, and we're working on the mechanism to implement that over the next couple of months. So that's going to be a very direct form of financial injection into the creative economy. And
that board or that ministry, I heard talks of it would be a statutory body. I've heard that it would be made as the ministerial framework. What's the idea behind the arrangement, the setup of the Office of Creative Arts?
So right now the office is under the Ministry of Economic Development and Planning, but we see, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, but we see the potential for this to take a different form. The creative industry is one that evolves very fast. Technology is influencing the rate of growth and change in the sector. We already see prospects of having a more nimble arrangement where the office can respond faster to the needs of the creative industry. We all know the problems of the public service in terms of its bureaucracy, and so that will be something we would consider. But the research we're going to embark on will help identify what is the right institutional setup for this entity, so that it can really take the life it needs to take.
Yeah, because one recommendation that I have about whatever setup that it would take, there have to be a way that it's non-partisan, it's non-political. Because if it's as a statutory body, as some people say that it should be, then would everyone feel a part of this? Would the opposition side or the folks who support the opposition feel equally a part? Because, you know, creativity is not only one set of people. There's no monopoly on creativity. So whatever framework that have to be set up, it has to be seen and it has to be inclusive of everyone. Would you share the same?
Yeah, absolutely. I think whether it's statutory body or whether it's public service, it's going to be non-partisan. I think our government has demonstrated an appetite to create a level playing field for all. And so regardless of political affiliation, socioeconomic background, everybody will have the same opportunities with this creative industry. You know, and I think as long as we have the leadership we have, that will continue to remain.
Right. Okay. I know you have very limited time, and I really want to get as much in as possible. So I'm going to open up the phone lines, guys. We're speaking here with Mr. Orlando Romain, and open up the phone line 718-701-5720. I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat, but I'm asking guys if you could call in really quickly. Let's speak about the creative, because it's an important conversation that we need to have. The number that you could call right now is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. While we wait on the caller, I want to speak about something specific, Orlando, a low-hanging fruit. There are so many creatives in Grenada, in the diaspora, Grenadians, they're all over the world, but just speak specifically about Grenada. And they're on Facebook. They are posting, they are, you know, whatever, consuming content on Facebook. What advice do you have for people in the creative field who are, before I ask that question, let me take that call and then I'll come back to that question. Caller, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from St. Martin, but I'm really from Canada.
St. Martin. Go right ahead, St. Martin.
Yes, and the reason I'm calling, I just finished volunteer my time for Miss Grenada, and she did very well in that competition. She worked very hard, but I'm going to tell you what I find, and I hope the government and business people really do better for helping people in the entertainment industry.
Right.
It was the most stressful thing for us.
I just have one quick note. Just make it kind of snappy.
Yes, go ahead.
Because we only have Mr. Orlando Romain for a short period of time. Just make it snappy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my question is, our government and our business people gotta do better for the entertainment people who is trying their best to bring Grenada out and support Grenada. We need to do better, all of us.
Right.
Yeah, I can certainly agree with that.
Orlando?
Yeah, I can certainly agree with that. There's always room for improvement. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's the reason we have decided to prioritize the sector, because we believe we can, and that our citizens deserve better. So, you know, better will come.
Yes.
Oh, and I hope too much talking. I need action.
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you. 718-701-5720. So my question, going back to the question now, for people who are on social media and they don't even quite understand the power that they have as just being on posting. What advice do you have for creatives that don't use their time to monetize on social media? What advice do you have for them from your professional experience?
My advice would be to create a Coursera account or what's the platform? Lynda account.
Yes.
And do a short course on monetizing social influence. All right. If you're in it for fun, that's fine. But if you want to be able to monetize and make money from that, do a short course to understand how YouTube monetization works, how Facebook and how Instagram monetization works, because there's huge monies to be gained in that, and also how Google monetization and Google AdSense platform works. My next advice will be to focus your content. Content is king, but there's so many kings out there, right? There's a lot of noise, a lot of confusion. Everybody's talking and shouting. Find a niche. And become a subject matter expert in that niche. Find ways to make your content unique so that persons can gain value from it, understand who your audience is, and ensure that you tailor your content to your audience. If you're in it for a business, figure out how would you convert your audience from viewers to actual paid persons if it's a subscription-based something you have. So really stop for a minute and think about the business model behind what you're doing, because it is a business. And I know I've seen persons spend years and years and years doing this kind of stuff and not able to monetize and cash in on their efforts. Social media is free, but in order to make money, you might have to spend some money on certainly education to ensure that you are doing the right things.
Yeah, and I know you're going to leave in a little while, but after you finish, I'm going to give everyone that's watching a more in-depth view as to monetizing your social media influence. I promise you that on the program, and I'm going to give you guys that some in-depth information. So if you really want to get your notepad out a little bit later, right? What about the artists, the dancers, the poets, the visual artists? What advice do you have for them in terms of monetizing their social influences?
Think about, there's a good example that came up in the conference. Think about the connections between your art form and other business applications. I may be a graphics designer, but there's nothing stopping me from moving into the realm of designing cars, right? That's where the money is going to be made. Right, so I can hone my craft into understanding how to do 3D renderings for vehicles and start building prototypes for cars. I can pitch these concepts to brands, or even work for big brands who develop and design cars. So there's a business linkage with creativity. Now there's a gentleman, Rahel Cape, who gave an example of how he monetized his poetic skills. He's a poet, but he writes poetry for architecture firms, and they pay him for that because they use his poetry to influence their architecture. So there are linkages that can be made between the raw creative skills and other business applications. Again, poets, I've seen poets, do poetry for top brands, do public speaking for top brands. I mean, Mr. Killer as a singer really impressed me at the conference. I think he is poised to be a public speaker because he has a powerful story, he has a powerful voice and a powerful aura. So if he positions himself well, he can transition into another area of business and revenue generation, which is public speaking. On average, public speakers might, high value ones could get as much as $30,000 per presentation. So, thinking about it as a business and how do you create those linkages between what you're doing and other activities. You walk into a medical facility and you look on the walls, all those drawings of the organs and so on are creatives, artists. Right, you buy a vehicle, the manual. Those are creatives, writers, and artists. So how do you move outside the realm of just creating for your own sake, but creating for application? Right, that's the kind of advice I would give to creative musicians, singers, dancers. They are interrelations between your creative work and other business application.
Yes. I want you to speak a little bit also about the people who tend to put themselves in a box, and they tend to believe that they're in Grenada and the service should be only focused on Grenada. I want you to talk a little bit about how could people that's watching have creative skills and could expand that creative skills around the world by probably gig work and other platforms like such.
Yeah, so I mean, as I mentioned before, the world is flat, right? The internet has leveled the playing field. There's no reason for us to be boxing ourselves into the Grenadian market. It's much bigger than that. If you look at the African market, there's a lot of gains that could be had there simply because of the intimacy behind our heritage. There's a lot of similarities in their culture and our culture. We're primarily African descent, and we have the potential to communicate in very effective ways with them. If you look at African music now, it's heavily influenced by reggae, and I'm seeing a lot of soca, notes and tones coming out there also. So looking at the world as your market and not Grenada as your market, but also important is to ensure that you understand the quality that is required when working in the international space. A lot of times we hear this comment about support local. To me, that boxes into producing local. Produce for the international market, and taking quality control as a serious element is important. So, and again, these are some of the things the government will be working along with the creators to ensure that they enhance the quality of their product, to enhance the quality of their services in the creative space, so that it can rival with any international brand, any international artist, any international service.
Yeah. So it's important to know that if you are sitting right now in the Caribbean, Grenada, or wherever, that doesn't mean that your service should be only or could be only provided for people in Grenada. There are some great visual artists, graphic artists, and that service is needed all over the world. So expand your mind and don't box yourself in. We got another call on the line real quick. Let's take this call. Caller, live.
Hi, Junior, calling you from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, New
Orlando.
York. Right ahead. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Orlando.
Hi.
I'm so proud of you, man. I was fascinated by the symposium. I was glued for the 3 days. I just wanted to sort of reiterate what comment that I made earlier on the stream, where I was saying that we have to start first with changing the mindset of people, how they view and how they perceive people who work in the creative industry. We have to view them as legitimate workers. We tend to view creatives as doing something as a hobby, a side hustle. And we just have to make sure that we understand that it could be a lucrative business. We just tend to ask people sometimes, come and do something charity. We don't ask other professionals to come and do charitable work. So it was my point I just wanted to reinforce about changing the mindset first. And then people would be able to appreciate the sort of work that people who are creatives, the time and the energy and the effort that they put, and sometimes a lot of money that they put into honing their craft.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the best. I'm looking forward to bigger and better things. Congratulations.
Thank you, Andrea. And that's a very profound point. It does require a mindset shift. I believe Unleashed set the basis for that mindset shift, but it will require some more focused interventions as early as the primary school level to, one, educate and inform our students of the possibilities of creative careers and the paths they can take for various creative careers, educating the parents so that they can understand the value of creative careers and where their kids can end up. Because most of them don't see it, they see it as hobbies. So we have to address the parents also. But also the business community. I've been victim of I just want a video shot that's supposed to be easy. I could get a friend with a camera, so they want professional work, but they don't want to pay professional prices. So I'm a victim of that also. But it requires a mindset shift. It requires education. It requires policies also. And it requires, most importantly, the creators themselves to mobilize, form associations and cooperatives where they can standardize their pricing and be able to bargain collectively for better wages with their creative goods and services. And to set benchmarks for anybody coming in, they need to make sure that they don't undercut the market and they can all start and have equal playing field. And that's something our government is going to be working with the creatives in the next month or two to set up associations / cooperatives for all the various subsectors, for the film sector, for the music sector, for the fashion sector, to ensure that that level of organization is there and that level of ownership is there for the creatives.
That's a great idea. Sorry to seem like if we're rushing, guys, but Orlando has something else to do right after this, so we have to rush it. But let me ask you this question. So we have Unleashed, that has been completed. What next? What now? Where do we go from here?
So what next? We have developed a very simple 1-year roadmap. The establishment of the Office of Creative Affairs was point one. Point two was the symposium. Point three is going to be the execution of a research benchmarking project, as I mentioned, to understand what is currently happening in the space, get some data. We have no data right now. That will then help inform what we do thereafter, which will be the development of a national cultural and creative industry policy and national cultural and creative industry strategy, a 5 to 10 year strategy. That strategy would outline in very grave detail how we go about building out each of these sectors. What are the activities we're going to do, and how we're going to approach it. So, take for example, film. Do we start off, producing feature films, or do we focus on short commercials, or do we focus on TV commercials for brands like H&M and those kind of things? So it will really help us deep dive into exactly how we build out the sector over the next 5 years. Where do we put our focus? Because we can't focus on everything, right? Identifying some of the low-hanging fruits and some of the more long-term strategic initiatives that needs to roll out over the next 5 years. So at the end of this year, we'll have another mini unleash where we unleash that creative cultural policy and strategy, where everybody will now have a very detailed 5-year roadmap and 5-year plan as to exactly what this government is going to do, how they get involved, how it's going to impact them, but most importantly, their involvement will be captured, their opinions will be captured in that strategy.
So between now and then, how do you keep them engaged? Is there a group, like an immediate group, a WhatsApp group, or kind of contact? Are you guys going to maintain emails? What's the communication between?
Right. So to achieve that, that's the reason we're looking to establish those associations, so they become the point of contact when we engage in that strategy work. Right. But we also have a registry right now, about 300 or 450. I think it's 450 registered creators. So that registry essentially is our online database of all the creators. We're going to make that database public, where persons can, if I need a filmmaker, I can go on a database and find a filmmaker in Grenada. If I need a graphic designer, I can go on a database and find a graphic designer. So it's going to function as that, but we already have the emails, and so we can start communicating directly to the creatives. But the associations and cooperatives will be our central point of contact for the various subsectors as we go about developing this strategy. It will require a considerable amount of consultations, workshops, research, and benchmarking from an international standpoint, regional standpoint, to develop this master plan that will then guide our activities next year going forward.
And you spoke about it earlier. I just want to make sure that is a consideration. Bringing in other assets like banking and all these other assets into it, because as I said, some people, there are no lack of creative people in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. They are all over the place. But just the access is what they need. Like, I could monetize my page from New York because of my location, but for someone in Grenada, it might be difficult for them because of the banking restrictions, regulations. So there are a lot of different issues that needs to be addressed at this point in time. But I think in time, all of this stuff could be worked out, and it could really unleash the talent that exists on the island. Any last word before we go?
For us going forward now is about implementation. There's no sticking right now. We are pumped. We feel the energies of the creators. They are pumped. So really, for now, is to really get down into the real, the weeds and do the actual work of building out that strategy that would guide our development in the next couple of years. We'll start seeing some tangible outputs as early as next 2-3 months, as we start forming those associations, as we launch our business development fund, as we start doing training, as we start our PR and our awareness campaign within the schools. There's a lot of activities planned. We're actually staffing up the Office of Creative Affairs now to ensure that we have the capacity to implement. So there's a lot of moving parts, but the goal post for this year is that strategy. But in and between that, we have quite a few low-hanging things that we're going to do. And we're confident that we will transform this creative sector into a high-performing, revenue-generating sector.
Yeah. And it's someone brought to my attention, it's a $3 trillion industry. It's a massive
Massive.
industry.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Mr. Orlando Romain, for your time. Went a little bit over that, but we appreciate you sticking around and sharing that very important information with us. We keep in touch.
No problem. Junior, you stay good. Take care.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I promise you some information, and I am going to deliver on that information right now. Now, if you or anyone you know ever thought about monetizing their social media engagement, not wasting time, not just sitting there and scrolling through videos. I'm actually talking about making money while you're on social media. Now, this platform that you're watching right now, Ride Along, one of the main income generating source for this platform is through monetization. That's how we're able to, to maintain. It could be and it has been very fruitful over the years, right? So you're asking, how do you monetize your presence on social media? You could do it by every single post that you make, every single video that you do. But first, let me start by saying this. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, these platforms have right now the ability to assist you in generating an income just by producing content like I'm doing right now. First, let's talk about Facebook. If you are interested in monetizing your Facebook presence, guys, I know you guys saw it sometimes and I say, give me some stars, give me some stars. Stars is actually money. Stars is actually money. So whenever you give stars, you're actually giving financial donation to whichever platform, whichever content that you are watching. So stars is money. But let's talk about another monetization option, right? Well, even before we get to that, it's important that if you are thinking about or interested in monetizing your platform, one, you must start today by creating a Facebook page. Yes, you have to create a Facebook page. I know you have your profile and people follow you on your profile, but that is not making you any money whatsoever. Having a Facebook profile is not making you any money. You know who's making it money? It's making the owners of Facebook rich. All you're doing is consuming the information. So think about changing the perspective of it right now. What you're doing, you don't only want to be the consumer of information, you want to be the producer of this content. So first, start tonight. If you haven't do it yet, start now, as soon as this program finish, and create a Facebook page where people could follow your page, not your personal profile page. As I said, it's not doing nothing for you. You start your Facebook page and you start posting the same content that you're posting on your personal profile, your personal page. You start posting it on your Facebook business page. Start that right now. In order to start monetizing, in order to start making money on that Facebook page, you would need to have 10,000 followers. So you're saying 10,000, and that's for Facebook. There are other benchmarks for other platforms. Let's start Facebook. You need 10,000. You need 10,000 followers before you could start making money on Facebook. That's when Facebook put in those ads. That's when Facebook drop in those ads and stuff like that. 10,000 is not difficult. I'll tell you that. This is how you get 10,000 followers. You ready? You start a Facebook page today, and you invite everyone that's following you. In fact, your whole posting, your whole engagement would now focus on that page. So if you get up in the morning normally and you would post pictures or videos or morning or whatever you do, instead of put it on your personal profile page, put it on your Facebook page. And you invite your friends, your same friends that follow you and like your page, invite them now to follow you over on your business page. You need to build that up and you start creating content. Now, Romain said something very, very important earlier, and it speaks about niching down. Find out the niche. What are you going to be speaking about? Are you going to be producing content that speak about babies, mommies, pregnant women, entertainment, vlogs? You figure out what's your niche. What is it that you're actually going to be about? And you focus information on your niche. I hope I'm not going too fast. Create that page right now and start creating the content. Focus on that niche. If you like to vlog, you like to give jokes, you like to give magic tricks, you like to dance, you like to sing, whatever it is, guys, just continue creating short video clips and content and park it on that page, okay? Listen, in a matter of, say, months, probably 3 to 4 months, if you do it the organic way, organic is just letting it build. There's other ways that you could do it. You could spend money and boost, and you could get more likes that way. You could have two options. You could do it organic or non-organic way. But if you want to go organic, get your friends to follow you after you post real good content. I remember when I started to build my page, believe it or not, I had 1 follower. Then it went to 2. Right now, we have almost 100,000 people following the page. So it grows because we continue to produce content. If I am going too fast, guys, just tell me to slow down. But case in point, get that page. Now, Ride Along as a monetized page, right? Last month, we were able to reach 4.3 million people. Now, views are money. Views is money at the end of the day. So sometimes you watch a video on the platform and you see the video hit 100,000 views, you see it hit 200,000 views, you see it hit 1 million views. That actually translates to us as money. So whenever you're watching the video, you see a pop-up ad comes up. At the end of the month, Facebook sends us a check, right? Facebook sends us a check. It depends on how much views we get. If you hit 100,000 views, you might get about $150, $200. So think about it. If you have 5, 6 videos for the month, talking plain, you have 6 videos for the month that hit 100,000 plus views, right? After your page gets monetized, you are talking about making about $1,200 or so. And that's just 6 videos that you sit and you do. Same thing that you're doing now on your page. We're talking about $1,200 that you will have in your pocket, in your bank account at the end of the month. That's just 6 videos. Now, you know how much videos we do on Ride Along, right? Every morning you wake up, there are new videos that we post. So how do you get views? How do you get so much people, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people to watch your content? Now, remember I said, first you create the page. So if you don't have the page, we're not talking anything yet. So you get the page done. And then now we're talking about monetizing that page with content and videos. Now, tell me if I'm going too fast, guys. How long did it take you to get from 1 to 100,000 followers? Good question. It took me a couple years because remember when I first started Ride Along, right? When I first started Ride Along, I didn't know this. So I started Ride Along for the first 3 years of Ride Along. I was doing Ride Along on my personal page. And then about 2.5 years ago, I transitioned into the Ride Along page. So people was actually watching Ride Along on my personal page and it wasn't doing nothing for me, right? It wasn't doing anything for me. So it took me about 2.5 years or so to build from 1 to 100,000 followers. But I could have had more because it was for an entire year, Facebook had blocked us from gaining any new followers because of some alleged incident that they said we was involved in, which was really not so. So if we didn't lose that year, we probably would have 200,000-300,000 followers by now. All right. So guys, we're talking about getting views on your video. It's important to understand 3 things, right? This is how you get maximum views on your Facebook page. One, what should you post? If you follow the pattern of Ride Along, for the pattern of what we do here, what we post, we speak about emotional content. We talk about people sharing their stories. And, you know, believe it or not, these type of content are very engaging. I'm giving you guys deep into the belly of the whole thing, right? These contents are emotional content. These content are engaging. People follow this content and they share this content. But after you see Ride Along and you see the whole hour, probably later this evening, you will see little snippets, 5-6 minute snippets of this program. What we're actually doing is we are basically, you know, giving you smaller snippets of the content that you saw in the extended version. We are repurposing the content. So we repurpose the content, and that increase on the potential to make additional money, right? So you watch the whole program, you guys saw ads came up while you're watching the program. Then we will post a shorter version of the video, and that would, of course, get more views by the end of the night. It might be 20, 40, 60, 100,000, 200 views. That translates to money. All right, let me read some questions here. Thanks, Junior. You're also in the creative field, and you have, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to call. Now, again, on the topic of what to post, right? You don't need all these cameras. Right in the studio, I have 3 cameras, right? I have all the, well, this camera, like it went off, I don't know. But anyway, you don't need all this stuff. You could do all of these things with your phone, right? So don't think that you need what to invest $100,000. No, you can start doing it with your phone, the phone that you have there right now. So one, whatever content that you do, make sure that the content at least reach your niche audience, and it's something that you have passion doing. People feel your passion. People, if you're singing, sing with passion. If you are telling a joke, tell a joke with passion. But consistency is key. If you're posting, you should be consistent in the time that you post and the type of content that you post. Now, I'll recommend this information. I'll recommend this to everyone here, guys. Try, although it gets a lot of views, although this type of content get a lot of people watching, I don't endorse posting, content, viral content that is, let me see how I should put it, degrading content that degrade a certain level of, like women or fights and this type of brutality. I don't recommend it. That's not a pattern that I take. I don't post any fight, any bloody scene, all of that stuff. A lot of people click on those things. I don't get involved in it, and I wouldn't recommend that you guys get involved in this type of brutality and fights and staging stuff. And next thing that you don't want to do in terms of content, you don't want to create clickbaits, right? You don't want to create content that is not real, okay? Keep that in mind. But at the end of the day, your content should speak to a specific niche, and the views translate to cash. The views translate to cash. You have a video that hits 100,000 views, you could potentially make $150 on that one single video. Now think about it. I know you guys was looking through the page the other day. We have a video that hit 1.2 million views. This one video, it made 1.2 million views. Now think about it. And just imagine it, right? A video, one single video, hit 1 million views on a monetized platform. One video. Just think about it for a bit. And that video you did just doing something that you love to do. At the end of the month, guys, if you're really passionate about what you're doing, you could be rolling in and making in excess of $10,000. And that's no BS, right? You could roll in excess of $5,000 to $10,000 by just producing content. Again, that is after you get your page sorted out. And that's only Facebook. We ain't even start talking about YouTube. We ain't even start talking about TikTok. We ain't even start talking about Instagram. Let me take some questions still. All right. I'm in the process of breaking ground on official design. Okay, how can I collaborate with other creative in a positive way to help others grow? Nice, nice. Zycron Design Studio. Wow. What is Zycron? What is that studio? What you're going to be doing there? Or what ideas you have for your studio? Be interesting. All right, guys. So this is how you translate your views. Again, stop being a consumer of content. I love for you guys to watch my content. I love for you guys to share my content. I love for you guys to watch my videos. But you too could do the same thing, essentially. Nothing special about me, right? Nothing special about all the guys that you see on social media doing this. Nothing special about us. We just somehow learned this over time. And I learned it late. And no one told me this. So tonight, if you're interested in making some additional income and you have a passion and you're in the creative field, you like acting, you like dancing, you like singing, there's something that you like. You like, some people put on makeup. Some people just like to give jokes. Whatever that is, start today by creating a page and start publishing your content. Creating a page and start publishing your content. Do it today. Now, I am going to take it a step further. I'm going to take it a step further. So some of the creative who want to realize the actual impact of their talent, we are doing a collaboration. And I plan to do a collaboration. In fact, we're putting all the pieces together. So this is the monetized page, and people want to understand how to get to that point of monetization. If there is a creative out there that's interested in monetizing their content, call us, because we have a collaborative idea in which we could post your content. And that's on a short-term basis, just so you realize how you could make this money. We'll post your content and pay you the income realized from that particular content. So you could understand, probably while you're building your content. So that's a collaborative effort. That's we taking it a step further in monetizing creative right now. This is already a monetized platform, right? You've seen some of our videos hit 1 million views. Just imagine how much income could be realized from that. And sometimes we have, over a period of a month, 80% of our videos hit over 100,000 views. So just start to realize the monetization aspect of this. You probably won't never have to go to a 9-to-5 again. Your 9-to-5 will be now doing your videos. And it's not even a 9-to-5. You could take a vacation whenever you want to take a vacation. You could send your kids to school just by producing content, changing your mindset, not now from a consumer of content, but now a creator of content. And this is how you do it. How do you create a page? Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the chat, or you could just, I think it's facebook.com/create that page. Hold on, I'll see if I get the link right now. How do you create a page? Create a Facebook page. I'll give you the link. Facebook business page. All right. I'm gonna send you a link to the business tool. Right? Follow that. Yeah, follow that. And it would give you some more details on how you create your Facebook page. But guys, change that mindset tonight. Stop making Mark Zuckerberg a millionaire by you just watching all this content. And I don't mind you guys make me a millionaire. I don't mind you guys watching my videos, but you too could do this. There's nothing stopping you from doing this. You could start doing this tonight. And it doesn't mean that you will start making money tonight, but if you have a passion for this, that's why you should do something that you have a passion for. You could realize that within the next couple months, and this is not a get-rich scheme that you're going to just get up tomorrow and get $10,000 into your bank. No. It is hard work. You guys see how hard I work. You guys see, sometimes I'm doing videos, sometimes I'm doing little acting things, sometimes all of those stuff, that's content. Those stuff are, I'm not just doing this because I'm idle or I just want to just, I have nothing better to do. This is my job. This is my job. You guys see how often I go on a vacation, but a vacation is never a vacation. It's fun. So I'm on vacation and I'm taking footage. It's content, right? Could do the same exact thing. Now, I want you guys to realize that this is no, as they might say, pie in the sky kind of dream. Everybody could do this as long as you have the passion. The passion, all right? The passion, that's all you need. I don't want nobody to say, well, too much work. Yeah, it is work. It's not no get-rich scheme. You have to work. You have to work. All right, I'm going to put the link back, how to create a page. I'm going to tell you how to create a page. I'll put it in the chat there. Guys, in the next conversation that we're going to have, I'll show you guys how you could repurpose content. Meaning that, like we just did this show, how then you could take, portions of content from this show and repurpose the show for Facebook, for YouTube and TikTok and make money on this platform simultaneously. That's what they call repurposing content. So you're making monetization effort. You're making money on Facebook. In addition, you are also taking the content and making money on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Just think about it. Think about it. Think about it. So this is just some of my advice on how you could do that on Facebook. In the next video, I'll do how you could do it on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Instagram. All right? All right, I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our program. We got a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
The best time I have for Spice Mask is plain mask with amazing colors. I love amazing colors. Always spectacular. Always amazing. Always amazing.
NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
All right, guys. Information time. Don't forget, guys, you're playing Monday Night Mass. So we play Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. We were telling you about Amazing Colors. Amazing Colors. Get your packages, guys, at mnngrenada.com. That's mnngrenada.com. Get your packages for Amazing Colors Monday Night Mass. We have various packages, and they're going real fast. T-shirt package, VIP package, frontline package, Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. Also, Jab in Color. Yeah, Jab in Color. Also, guys, we got to big up the big event, the 4th annual Miss Caribbean USA Summer Body Pageant. That's happening at J-Loft. It's located at 1055 East 45th Street in Brooklyn, New York. Performing live, The Veil, The Hitman Inspector, Keisha Martin, plus six beautiful young ladies. Wow. Showtime 4 p.m. Sorry, those open at 4 p.m. Showtime 6 p.m. I'll be there. I want to see you guys there. Tickets, advance tickets $50. General admission $60. More at the door. This Saturday, guys, we're having a virtual pop-up shop right along, Amazing Colors virtual pop-up shop. And it'll give you an opportunity to win packages, Monday night packages, Juve packages. That's this Saturday. Live DJ, gonna be real vibes right here on Ride Along Live. Yeah. Guys, I gotta say thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for being a part of our programming. We really, really appreciate you. And we want to see people paying more attention to information, those type of content, guys, because it's important. You see, like Orlando came and spoke about the creative industry. There are so many people that they are so creative. They're artists. They could sing. They could write poetry. They're so creative, but they just don't know how to connect that to monetization, and that's what we really try to do here today. Yeah, and I hope it benefit. Even if it benefited one person, I'm satisfied. Even if one person found this informative, I am good. Unleash your mind, your body, and soul. On behalf of all our production team here, Team Ride Along Live, we say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for supporting. Senior Executive Producer Lois JJ, our moderator Gibbs, Deanne Fraser, and Gail Charles. Thank you, guys. Catch me again tomorrow.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to send wire transfers on the go to anywhere in the world. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
When your choice, class, and taste says luxury, visit JTS Luxury Home. With our spring into summer sale, all overstocked items must go. We stock a wide assortment of modern furniture, bedding, and home decor. The sale runs into midsummer or while stocks last. JTS Luxury Home, 467 Thomas Boylan Street, between Pitkin and East New York Avenue in Brooklyn, where opulence meets affordability.